What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about DeFi yield farming strategies. So just risk assessment and optimization techniques that you can use in DeFi. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you like the kind of content that you see on this channel, and always go to our main site. Don't forget to check out the links in the description. So when it comes to DeFi, which is actually definitely changing the whole landscape in the cryptocurrency markets, there's a need obviously for making sure that you are getting the best yield possible, but also doing that in a way that is very secure. So one of the most popular activities in DeFi is yield farming, where investors provide liquidity to decentralized platforms in exchange for rewards. So while yield farming can actually be highly lucrative, it also carries significant risks. And this is what I want to explore with you today. So let's just talk about yield farming in general if you're new to this kind of concept. Okay, so for example, this is a strategy where you can be lending and staking cryptocurrencies in DeFi protocols to earn rewards, typically in the form of additional tokens. So these rewards are actually generated from transaction fees, interest, or new token emissions. So common yield farming platforms to use are like Uniswap, which is a decentralized exchange that uses allows you to provide liquidity to trading pairs, and you can earn a share of the trading fees. Compound, which is a lending platform where users can earn interest by supplying assets to liquidity pools. Yearn Finance, which is an aggregator that optimizes yield farming strategies by automatically moving funds between different DeFi protocols as well. And if we talk about popular yield farming strategies, liquidity provisioning is one of them. When you talk about providing liquidity to decentralized exchanges like Uniswap or SushiSwap or PancakeSwap, this involves depositing pairs of tokens to a liquidity pool, and in return, liquidity providers earn a portion of the trading fees that are generated by the pool. I've talked about platforms like YFX, which is a decentralized exchange that's really giving really great yield right now for just being a liquidity provider. So if you want to get started on YFX DEX, make sure you check out the description below. You'll be able to see the link to the platform to sign up, but also you can go back to my previous videos. You'll see the kind of videos that I've made where I talked about how you guys can maximize and earn profits using a platform like YFX DEX, okay, so which is one of many, but I'm talking about the ones that I think are reliable. And when it comes to staking, this involves locking up tokens and smart contracts to support network operations such as validating transactions and securing the network. Stakers are also rewarded with additional tokens for contributing as well. And when it comes to lending and borrowing, platforms like Compound and Aave allow you as a user to lend assets to earn interest, and borrowers actually pay on the assets that they borrow, which is then distributed to the lenders. When it comes to aggregators, yield aggregators like Yearn Finance automatically move funds across various protocols to maximize returns, and they pool user funds also and deploy them in the most profitable yield farming strategies that you can find. When it comes to risk assessment in yield farming, while yield farming can offer those high returns, it is essential obviously to also understand that there are risks involved. The risks include things such as impermanent loss. Okay, so impermanent loss occurs when the value of the tokens that you hold in a liquidity pool changes relative to each other. So this can lead to a loss compared to simply holding the tokens outside of that pool. Okay, so smart contracts are also risky. DeFi protocols run on smart contracts, which are vulnerable to bugs, exploits, sometimes in hacks. So thoroughly researching protocols and their security audits, development teams can help you mitigate these risks. So some of my favorite are like YFX, which I've already talked about. G-Trade, which is the Gains Network Protocol, is also another good one. So you can also think about how you can manage risks in this volatile space by obviously making sure that the value of the tokens that are being farmed are there's no way to really avoid that high fluctuation risk, especially with the liquidity provider tokens. So this is something that you have to obviously think about when you are trying to maximize your returns. Regulatory risks, I mean, this is something that is still to be seen where things go, because depending on your jurisdiction, some of these activities, we've seen an attack in the US on some staking initiatives. But if you want to optimize for yield farming, you just need to be obviously diversifying across protocols and asset pairs as well, to just spread risk and reduce the impact of a single protocol failure or just underperformance. And also just regular monitoring is important, because you need to be actively managing your farms as well. And you can also use risk management tools in insurance. You can also use in DeFi, for example, you can use insurance as a tool to mitigate risks. So Nexus Mutual, which I've talked about on this platform, can provide coverage against those smart contract failures. You can also use making sure that you're leveraging aggregators like Yearn Finance to optimize the deployment of your funds. And, you know, at the end of the day, when we just look at this whole idea of optimizing yield farming, I'll give you a scenario to wrap it up, right? So imagine if you're an investor with 10,000 in Ethereum and USDC, then you decide to provide liquidity to Uniswap, the ETH and the USD pool. You can just follow the following steps and optimize your yield farming strategy. You can do the research, obviously start by researching the historical performance, security audits, the pairs and the trading volume in those pairs, making sure you diversify and mitigating risk, allowing to allocate funds to Yearn Finance vaults to optimize yield across those various lending stablecoin lending platforms. And also you can just monitor regularly the impermanent loss and adjust your position. If the ETH price becomes very volatile, for example, you can reinvest the trading fees that you earn from Uniswap back into the pool and then compound your returns. You can also use insurance by purchasing coverage from Nexus Mutual, for example, to protect against those smart contract vulnerabilities. So yield farming in DeFi in general offers exciting opportunities to earn passive income using these various strategies like liquidity providing, provisioning, staking, lending. However, obviously there are risks that I've talked about. By understanding these strategies and assessing the risks and employing the optimization techniques that you need, you can then maximize your returns and navigate obviously this complex space properly. And what I've actually gone in and done is put out a book called DeFi Millionaire, which is very comprehensive. It talks in depth about all of these strategies and how you can actually step by step practically implement them into your decentralized finance strategies to maximize your yield and gain those returns that you're looking for on your assets, especially if you've got idle crypto and you want to make sure you're actively also making some returns on that while you hodl. Make sure you go check it out. The link is in the description to DeFi Millionaire. And also check out the other links in the description. Go start trading on YFX, DEX, which is at yfx.com. And also check out some of my favorite platforms like Gains Network, which is G-Trade, and a lot of other DEXs. To do that, just simply go to our main site. There's a tab there where you can see the ecosystem, which are some of the recommended platforms that I like to use. Like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next. Peace, love.